Hello and welcome back to the second episode of the Multi-2-1 podcast. I'm Erin.
I'm Jess.
Unfortunately, we do not have Amy today as she is ran off to Monaco. I'm just kidding, she's not well. So I feel like we should just jump straight into Singapore. And what a gap that Lando had this year.
That was insane.
It was majestic. He's bet Bahrain twice now.
It was insane, but you know what? He didn't get fastest lap.
Yeah, because our man Danny Rick came in clutch.
Which is such a shame because you don't know if that was his last race.
Or not. But I think it was confirmed by, was it Marco? He would be racing the rest of the season.
It was, I don't know who it was.
But allegedly. But speaking of allegedly, Danny Rick's forced retirement was Liam Lawson's fault.
Yeah, we got, when the contract came out.
We've heard rumours that allegedly in Liam Lawson's contract to VCarb, it said that he needed to have a seat by September 20th and a permanent seat for 2025 by that date. So that means Danny Rick's out because of Liam Lawson.
Yeah, just don't give him a seat then.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that difficult.
Or
keep Danny Rick.
Exactly, keep Danny Rick because he's carrying the media, like I said last week.
Yeah, and it's Danny Rick.
It's Danny Rick. He's simple. Why are you letting a rookie take out a veteran who's been in the sport for 13 years?
Granted, okay, his places aren't that great, but he's also not in a great car.
He's not in a great car. He's not had great strategies.
You look at Yuki's places, not much better.
Yeah, he's been getting done over by strategies, cars, just genuine issues.
He broke a Singapore record.
He's got the fastest lap in Singapore record now as well.
Yeah.
Which is great for Max because even if he wins by 1 point,
at least Danny got that
point for him. I'm a Max Seal defender till the day I die.
So
I can't even lie. Colapinto's dive bomb was...
That was, honestly, I was so impressed.
I feel like Albon's feeling the pressure now. He's like... Colapinto's dive bomb was something. I feel like Alex is finally realising that he cannot just be Alex. He needs to be back in his Red Bull day being I need to step up here.
Yeah, he needs to... I think he has realised the pressure.
Yeah.
Because Colapinto came in and he's doing well.
He's doing really well. I will admit, he's doing a lot better than Logan. But
a lot better than what we thought we would as well.
I'm actually really... he's got my respect. He has a really good driver. But I feel like he was just ready for it, unlike Logan.
Yeah, he is.
Taking a sip of a non-sponsored beverage there, guys. So while we're on Singapore, community service, how are we all feeling?
I honestly love Max.
I love Max so much.
You can't tell me you said that he said the big word. The big word. Big word. And the FIA went, no. You can't be saying that big word as a almost 27-year-old man.
So let me get this straight. They get rid of grid girls, they get rid of press conferences.
And now they're getting rid of
swearing.
They're adults and they're in a high pressure job.
Exactly.
These guys are risking their lives.
We've had to cut ourselves out swearing in this.
And that's a struggle.
That's a struggle. Let alone being in a car going to 100 miles an hour with 4 big G-forces swinging your neck about and you're just like...
Yeah, and if your car has issues or
exactly.
if you get
if you crash, anything like that,
you can't swear because guess what? Community service is going to hit you.
What do you think he's doing? Do you think he's doing IndyCar again, like he did when he scrapped Ocon?
Probably.
I think it'll be IndyCar, or he's doing the commentating for the F1 kids. that'd be a shout. I'd be great doing that.
I just can't believe it. Imagine saying it.
The big word. The big word.
Once.
He's what? He's just turned 27, has he? Or is he just about to turn 27 as we're filming?
You can't swear in a high pressure job. Could you imagine risking your life out basically almost every weekend?
And then just told,
by the way, no, can't swear.
Yeah, it's so annoying. What
especially
do you
with
mean?
the state the RB's in right now.
Exactly. Thanks to Sergio Perez and his obsession with walls.
Yeah, so they can't even help themselves. Guess what? Budgets.
We missed the RB19.
Oh my god, the RB19.
The RB19 was the best car that Red Bull have ever had, and I will stand by that.
So will I. I loved it. I miss it dearly.
We all miss it. So that's sweargate. We've seen it done before. We've seen them protesting it before. Jewellerygate. Which, by the way. Could you imagine going to a metal detector next to Lewis Hamilton that day? Like,
that man would have like...
He'd be a nightmare at the TSA with that. Like,
yeah.
Airport control's worst nightmare. We've also seen Underweargate with Seb. Now, I don't understand most of Underweargate, the incident with Seb. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. No, I've not really looked too much into it either.
But we've all seen the photo and it's iconic as hell.
Yeah. But we all know that there's been this type of mishap happen quite often.
Yeah. It's the FIA being, I can't believe I'm saying these words, but they're too, like, sensitive.
Like, let's all be real here.
Yeah.
Let's be fully real.
I understand a lot of kids come to the sport. A lot of kids are, like, fans of the sport. A lot of, like, obviously junior karting, right? Like, kids want to grow up and become in this sport, but like, let them swear. They're grown adults.
You could literally say, just keep it to a minimum.
Yeah. That's what they said with the radios. And then Yuki Tsunoda came on and just went...
Oh, Yuki's legendary.
Yuki.
Like, I feel so bad for him.
Oh my God.
How's he going to...
How's he going to be... The amount of community service orders he must be getting, man. Like,
he's just going to constantly be in community service.
Exactly.
Like, in Max in the conferences,
that image goes so hard as well.
I adore it. Like,
problem with my voice, guys.
That's something I would do. I'd protest it as well.
I'm that level of petty. I would probably start doing that.
Yeah.
But, like, what's still going to annoy me, but there's an upside to Danny Rick leaving. Because, obviously, like I told you, literally, like, 10 minutes before we started filming, he would be a presenter.
Yeah. So at least we'd still have...
And we'd have him and Nico.
Yeah. We still have Dan on the grid somehow.
Yeah. Even if it's just like Jensen, like same way Jensen does it, same way Nico does it, same way Mark does it.
At least Mark has like another role within the
stuff. I love Mark Webber so much. Like I actually...
Same.
Drink out of spite, Danny Rick will become Liam Lawson's manager. Just purely out of spite.
Out of pure spite. I would rate it so much, honestly. But actually, at the same time, no thank you.
Yeah. What was Lance Stroll, that photo of Lance? That photo of Lance was something.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
I don't know, man.
Like, I understand temperature changes, jet lag,
Singapore is a horror show.
It is a horror show, but Jesus.
Yeah. But then you look at Lando and what he said on that stream.
Yeah.
Like, listen,
but I understand.
Mercedes pumped out a health update on the drivers.
Yeah.
Like,
at least we know they're okay, but then I see a lot of people bashing Lando for it, right? And it's always the Lewis Hamilton fans, right? But people seem to forget that Lewis said similar in Qatar.
Yeah.
Like, was it last year he said it? Probably. And yeah, he got a lot of backlash for that.
Like, it is something that I understand because they said, what about me as well?
Yeah.
But if at the same time you can't, I get both sides of it.
Yeah, like we understand both sides. It's a dangerous sport, but like we're all still worrying.
Out a wheel when you're going like 250.
Yeah, and with all that G-force, that's gonna have some problems.
Like that's not good for any of them at all.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still just thinking about that photo of Lewis Hamilton during Jewellery Gate with like the 3 watches, like the 8 rings, bracelets, the crucifixes. Bro was iced out against the FIA.
I actually loved it.
It was so iconic. So the Red Bull finally back at the podium.
I have never been happier to see Max Verstappen on a podium.
Me neither. I call it what you want, call it Stockholm Syndrome like I've been calling it. I'm starting to miss the Dutch national anthem.
I miss it. Like, I miss seeing Max on that podium.
I think we all have.
It's like...
I think
we all got so used to it.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden he's not there.
And then you see like the tweets that are like, oh my god, Red Bull's domination was not this boring. Yes, it was. No, I'm sorry.
I thought Singapore was so boring. I almost fell asleep.
It was so boring. But
I know so many people that fell asleep during it.
I do know a few people. My cousin messaged me being like, I fell asleep watching the highlights.
My thing is, well, at least Max made his domination interesting by like radios or by like his speech.
But I think I'm going to be so for real. I do feel like Lando was trying not to pass out in that car.
Yeah, no, Singapore's always difficult.
Singapore, the heat, the humidity, it's not fun.
You can't blame him for that.
Something we forgot to talk about last week, which will forever haunt me to this day. Why the hell is Adrian Newey going to Aston Martin?
I know. Why Verstappen? Like, why Aston? Ferrari were so close to getting him if he would just move to Italy.
Allegedly, right? And again, I'm blaming Jeremy Clarkson for spoiling this to us, right? About where he's going.
Yeah.
Can't believe you, Jeremy. Right, I hope I'm barred from your pub. Apparently, he's getting paid 100 million.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
But it is Adrian Newey.
It is Adrian Newey. He is an icon. He made the RB19.
I will miss him in Red Bull dearly. I'm not even... listen, I'm pretty much... I'm a Ferrari fan, right? I'm not...
In the words of Sebastian Vettel, everybody's a Ferrari fan.
I'm not going to beat around it.
Yeah.
But I like Red Bull.
Yeah, me too. I'm literally in a Red Bull hoodie as I talk as a McLaren fan.
I shouldn't like Red Bull, but I like Red Bull.
Yeah, I've got Lando Norris nails done and I'm in a Red Bull hoodie. Like, that says enough, right? But while I brought up the joke about Sebastian Vettel, can we stop comparing Colapinto to Sebastian Vettel?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Just because he flirted with the journalist, people, come on, calm yourself.
Lando's done it. Max has done it quite a lot, by the way. Kelly Piquet is not happy. I mean, we all seen the video of her at the wedding when Max celebrated as a joke.
Yeah.
That was...
Yeah, that was not a good look.
To be fair, I'd pull a Max if my partner done that. If my partner caught the bouquet, didn't catch it, I'd be like joking, celebrating. Yeah. Like, yes! Yeah. Get in there, boys!
No money on the wedding, let's go.
Like, we've also got another Red Bull team. Actually, a lot of Red Bull are leaving. Isn't it like 20 mechanics that are moving to Williams?
Yeah. And then who is it? The McLaren strategist.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on with Red Bull?
Can we 20 mechanics for Red Bull going to Williams? What are the strings that this man is pulling?
What is going on here?
You sign Carlos Sainz,
and suddenly
everybody's
all the Red
leaving.
Bull team is going to you.
Yeah, I feel like that's just a lot about Red Bull. I mean, Christian Horner, full stop. Like, he's just...
I also think it's got to do with this year as well, especially the way the car's performance, and they're
just sick of it. I can't lie, and you know what? I can't blame them.
I would also be sick of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Red Bull's still doing well this year.
Yeah, it's really weird.
In Williams, it's been Williams.
Williams has been Williams. They've been the same since 2009.
Yeah, not much has changed there.
Not much has changed.
Yeah, no, it's just surprising at the end of the day.
See, while Red Bull's in the topics and we've spoke about Danny Rick, can we talk about the media and Red Bull's lack of grace and decorum around their veteran leaving?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean where all we got was a press interview? Nothing was officially confirmed.
No, there's been
I'm staying delusional until he comes, until it's confirmed. Delusion.
Danny Rick's staying.
See, we're filming this the Thursday after Singapore, so
yeah.
So, but I'm gonna say this now. Basically, we filmed Monza and Baku's just before Singapore, and then Singapore, post Singapore is when we're filming this.
Yeah, because we tried to film them.
We tried to film them
after Monza.
Yeah, and it was not a hit. So we kind of killed two birds with one stone there. Yeah. I'd just like to say a little thank you to Danny Rick. He's the guy who got me into the sport in general. I was just how old was I? I was a child, right? Yeah, I was just a wee lassie, and I seen Danny Rick, and I was like, I think he's funny. I'm gonna watch this a bit more with my cousins. And 13 years later, I'm here, in a podcast, and I'm watching the man who made me fall in love with this sport leave.
Yeah, mine already left.
Yeah, yours.
mine's just already gone.
Yeah, but I'd just like to say a little thank you to Danny for convincing me and teaching me how the hell to do a shoey properly, how to do a shoey, how to keep smiling. I love Danny Rick. I'm getting emotional as I'm talking about this.
And you guys will get that shoey soon. I promise. Just not today.
Not today.
Amy's not here. We need to wait for Amy.
We'll get a TikTok out of all of us doing shoeys 30.
I mean, either next Thursday or next Friday, it will happen.
If you follow the Twitter or the Instagram, you would have seen us posting a little thank you for Danny. But I feel like we should. I have a bias for Danny, right? He's Danny Rick. Come on, right? He's the star of the paddock. But when all you get is a press conference, a suicide joke made in it.
Yeah, the whole bath thing.
Yeah, the ice bath thing, and a really sad interview, and then him leaving the paddock at 20-2 track time.
Yeah.
Because he stopped and hugged everybody.
It was so sad. And that video of him not getting out of the car, and I just
sat in that car for call it what you want, call it him coming down from the heat, him being sentimental. It's still a sad thing to see, and it really, really sucks that this is the way he's ending it.
Yeah, I wish if
one last show
does go out, I wish he went out properly.
Like Nico had said quite recently. Nico felt like he left at the right time, like he had just won the championship.
Yeah,
and it's really sad to see Danny just go straight back down again. And as a McLaren fan, I will admit McLaren really, really done him dirty.
Oh, they did.
And it was horrendous. What was it? 17 million they paid him to not drive for them again, which I think is disgusting on their behalf.
Yeah, right. I don't
like. Why would you do that? I love Danny Rick. He's what got me into Red Bull. Him and Max's duo, like it was the OGs, right? Like I've been a Maxio girly since before even Carlando. Like it was always Maxio, and
Maxio's silly.
They're such an iconic duo, and it devastates me knowing that we won't get to see another showy since.
Hey, you never know.
Never know.
Never know.
Come back.
Danny could stay. Danny could stay. Seat for next year.
Like I said last week. Bring back the Renault duo, Nico Hulkenberg.
Let's go.
That's all I'm saying, right? Like, it's a shout.
Or just bring back the Red Bull duo, man. Sorry, Checo.
Sorry, Checo. Honestly, right?
You've blew the budget.
Exactly.
Just let's face it here.
Danny Rick never.
Let's face it here. Max has carried this team somehow.
Max is carrying the drivers' championship.
Only just got taken. You guys have just got taken over.
Max is carrying the drivers' championship, while Checo is carrying the destructors. I mean, like, am I wrong there? Like
how? He just likes to hug walls.
Try to take a drink there. It was, Jesus.
Of her unsponsored.
I feel like that clip of Lando where he has to turn the camera off to like take a sip, and Max is being like, he's drinking a Red Bull. Oh my God. I do feel like Liam Lawson coming in is the start of the rookie epidemic.
There is so many rookies on the grid next year. Like so
many.
Stop
promoting them too early.
Yeah, like it's far too early. Like we saw
Logan, Nick De Vries.
Yeah, you see Ollie and you're like, okay, he's ready.
Yeah.
He's far ready. Like P6 in your first F1 race.
That's amazing. Like,
especially in a Ferrari, which is not good this season.
It's a tractor this season.
Like he does well, but then you look at people like Logan and you're like, it's just a shame to see
it is just a shame. And
like
he's so talented. But when you pull them out too early, give them a horrendous car, give them barely any tests, and then just told, good luck.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a look.
Logan. You made my prediction come true about you going to IndyCar.
I know, I saw that. I was never
We seen that like right before filming, like, yeah, but we seen it right before, like yesterday we seen it, and we were like, oh my God.
Yeah. I was like, oh, thank God. I was really, really glad.
Because I was listening back to the podcast and I was like, I predicted that.
Yeah.
Like, call me that so Raven, because like I predicted that. Right? Like, and one thing that was quite underwhelming about Singapore, where was K-Mag? What was this dude doing?
Yeah, man. I was ready for a K-Mag comeback.
We're ready to go bowling again.
Yeah, let's go bowling. And K-Mag just...
Strike!
K-Mag was just K-Mag.
I think dude learned it. He was like, I cannot do this. I think he's waiting till Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
and then just causing chaos.
Anymore, he just goes poof.
Yeah, like they call him 007 for a reason. So, I do feel like the media recently, like fans, journalists, and press alike.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so frail as someone who uses Twitter and is on Formula One Twitter. You'll need to pipe down.
It's a horrid place. I just don't open Twitter anymore.
Honestly, same.
I'm like, it's utter carnage.
I literally mainly only go on Twitter at this point to hype up the podcast on Twitter, and I was like,
literally, like I am so sick of seeing people
Exactly.
Post the things they do. Like, there's no need for it.
Post Singapore was horrendous. I couldn't open it. You know what's a really unsafe place right now with all the rumours about Danny happening? TikTok is horrendous right now.
Why are you doing the sad edits? I fully see after Singapore, Erin and I sobbed that whole weekend. By the way.
I sobbed like a child. It was so bad.
So bad.
I think I cried more about Danny leaving than I did Logan Sargent, and I sobbed like an absolute child post Logan. Like
she did. That's true.
I bought the hat and then it was announced and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you being so for real right now?"
No,
I was
my God.
devastated.
I actually can't.
But I think, hold on. Do you know what might make it even worse? I'm gonna look this up while I'm here. I'm gonna check VCarb's website and see if they pulled a Williams and took his driver card off right as they were announcing it.
Yeah.
Daniel Ricciardo rejects the Red Bull rule. Yeah, he's refusing to become a driver, which is...
Huh?
He's refusing to become a reserve driver, Danny Rick.
Well, yeah, good, because he's not going through that
He's not a reserve. He is a driver.
He is a driver, and we're not having him go through that again.
Yeah. I mean... See, I never got to speak about this when all the Logan stuff was happening. But can James Vowels not insult Mick Schumacher?
Yeah, insult a Schumacher. Like, come on, man.
You do not insult a Schumacher.
Like, what is wrong with you? Like,
when he couldn't even defend himself publicly because he was out at an endurance race.
Yeah.
Can we just give a big shout out to Mrs. Schumacher?
Honestly, I rate you fully for...
You are like, that's so iconic.
Yeah.
You're not even meant to be there, but you go to the paddock just to go and pull him up.
I have so much respect.
So much respect, because I would do the same if it was my kid.
Yeah, like, you don't insult... Firstly, don't insult a Schumacher. Secondly, don't insult...
Mick.
Don't
insult Mick.
Don't insult
in
Mick.
general.
Like, come on, man.
Mick's done nothing wrong.
Jesus.
That's like insulting Logan Sargent. Bro's done nothing wrong.
He just had a couple of crashes.
Dropped the hardest photo of 2024 and then left.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I do love Logan.
Yeah.
Like, I think just James Vowels is just such a strange character.
He's definitely an interesting one.
He's an interesting one.
If you know.
If you know, you know.
You know. He's an interesting one.
We might be going into a deep dive in the next couple of weeks on that. While we've got the month break. We've got Multi-2-1 Bro Series.
Yeah, we've got the whole lot coming. Especially we have it all planned out up until Christmas. We won't spoil it.
But we've got over 12 weeks worth of stuff
12 weeks.
ready.
We've got it just until after our Christmas break.
We've got it to the season starts.
Until March, right?
Yep, we've got it all planned.
We fully planned it, so you're going to expect a lot of just...
Yeah, and yes, Fernando Alonso will be getting his own episode, because why is he always at the scene of the crime?
We will find out.
It's like a true crime podcast. Suddenly, I mean, well, if we're going into a certain one, it probably will be a true crime podcast.
Yeah, well,
yeah, but I don't understand when we're talking about this. When we're talking about this season, sorry, Jess, I had to like bring me back
Erin
because
I keep running away from the mic.
I can't sit still.
I have like the roadcaster in front of me. So
I can't sit still. It like saved my life. What I don't understand is right. I said this last week about James, and I'll say it again. Stop bringing in rookies, right? We've spoke about it. I'll say it again. Stop bringing in rookies when they're not ready.
Especially when you're clearly not very good at it.
Exactly.
Like, you're not McLaren.
Could have brought in Paul Aaron. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, get
no
Paul
disrespect to Colapinto, right? You heard us talking about him.
Is good.
Paul Aaron even is above both Colapinto, all three of the rookies, above them all, like, in the F2 standing.
Paul Aaron, he's a good driver.
He's such a good driver.
It's such a shame to see him.
It is devastating. Like we spoke about it last week. Like he doesn't have a seat for next year. He might not be able to get the sponsors. It is really sad. But do you want to know something I find being some of the best pieces of karma ever?
What?
VCarb lose Danny Rick. 50% of their sponsors are gone. So it's not just bad fan-wise, it's also bad money-wise.
Yeah, this is a bad money.
You're losing the Hugo Boss deal. Like you're losing the good clothes. Like
it's... Like, make up your mind.
Make it make sense to me. Like
you need to balance, like, weigh out both your options.
Exactly, weigh out both your options. Like, yes, fresh meat, right? I hate to call it that, but that's what it is, fresh meat, right? Of Liam Lawson. And then you've got the veteran of Danny Rick.
Who comes with the sponsors, the money, the media presence.
Exactly.
The
smile, the shoeies, the icon. He's so iconic.
And yeah.
I'm going to be so for real. If you ask people like my age, like our ages, right? You ask them, think of an Australian F1 driver. A lot of them are going to say Danny Rick.
Danny Rick straight away. You'll get the newer ones.
They'll get the newer ones that say Oscar, and the older ones that say Mark or Alan Jones, right? But Danny Rick.
Most people will go straight to Danny.
Nicole Piastri.
Well, it goes straight to Danny.
Will go straight to Danny before her own son.
Danny's Danny.
Danny Rick is Danny Rick, right? And one I got a bit of beef with Danny real quick, right? DR3, get that in the UK. I'm gonna be so real.
She's been on about this for a while.
I've been on about this. I will buy a box. I will be outside. You know, like those 12-year-olds when Prime was coming out, standing outside Asda 2 a.m. That would be me with DR3.
That's me with black ice cream.
I mean, that's in the Spars in France now. See, the Spars.
Yeah, but why is it not in our big Tesco?
I know. I'd love to go on a big Tesco trip with Jess and just come out with DR3 and Lek. It's just
it would be we'd have trolleys.
It's like a trolley full of Lek, a trolley full of DR3. It's just boxes upon boxes. I'm getting my pal to go in the back, please help me.
It
would be so funny. But see, Singapore, right? See, while we're still on Singapore's debrief, Lando never bottled. Can we just take a second to appreciate this?
You know, as sad as I was that Max never won that, I was, or that Charles messed up his quali, right? As sad as I was so proud of Lando for not bottling that first lap.
He never bottled. And I was sitting...
You know what? Sure, go for it then.
I was in the middle of getting my nails done. I actually have Lando Norris helmet nails on. I'm sure putting my hands up there's a camera here, right? There's no camera. But I've got Lando Norris helmet nails. I got them done on my birthday, which was Saturday of Singapore. So it's quali. And right as I left the nail salon, I got the notification of Lando Norris on pole. What a birthday present this weekend has been, by the way.
I also say we had made some predictions.
How many of them came up? Let me check. I've just seen Danny Rick's email address and I panicked.
Because we were you know what?
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, we've also got ones for Austin for when they come up. We'll talk about them later.
We got 2. We all got 2, right?
We all got 1. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 right. Me and Amy got 5 right.
Yeah, I had this.
You were so desperate for Charles.
I was no, because Charles is good on street circuits. He just wasn't good. He just messed up quali, so he just couldn't.
Yeah.
Which
hurts
my heart. But it's fine.
But still, I was so proud of Danny, that fastest lap, by the way.
Fastest
lap, world record.
I honestly, when Abu Dhabi comes around and you see Max win
by
this
1 point,
another championship,
I'm just going to be thank you,
But that
Danny.
means Max is drawn with...
So it does. That's going to be so scary. What do you mean they're tied now?
Get Max to 8, man.
Get Max to 8. Thank you for listening to the Multi-2-1 podcast. I've been Erin.
I've been Jess.
And we'll see you next week for our Brocades deep dive.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.